Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Pumpkin Picks back with another football video. And look, let's get right to this. The two UEFA Europa League finalists have been announced now. That is, or not announced, but they have made it. They qualified to the finals. Tottenham versus Manchester United, two Premier League teams. And honestly, they're two teams that are going through the worst season that at least I have seen them in. Manchester United is really right now in 14th, 15th place, I think. And I think they're in 14th place. Tottenham is in 16th place. They're 3 points away from being in 17th place. So they're not too far from being in 17th place. The only good thing that they have going for them right now is that basically the regulation battle was decided a long time ago. But these are two teams that, at least domestically, they're going through a horrible, horrible form. And, like, this is just insane because I've always said it, the way you see how strong a league is, it's not actually by the Champions League. My opinion was always you have to see the Europa League because these are mid-table teams. So, however strong mid-table teams are, they tend to be how strong the league is, and which is why I always said the Premier League is overrated because they're mid-table teams, and this is a league that everyone tends to overhype and say, oh, Premier League is the best. People claim Premier League is even better than is even harder to win than the Champions League, which I think is insane. They say it's harder to win, but I'm just like, bro, if your teams in there are so good, why can't they win the Europa League? Well, now you have two Premier League teams in the Europa League final, and this is where my logic would kind of go against each other because for me, I would say these are two teams that have obviously just focused on the Europa League. It's like they forgot about anything else. They forgot about the FA Cup. They forgot about the Premier League and the Carabao Cup. And honestly, this makes sense. Like, if you guys want to talk about their possibilities of winning in their logic, well then, if all they really care about is making to the Champions League and saying, well, at least top four is a trophy, but top four back then you would make it to the Champions League like that. Now they have no possibilities of making the top four, so yeah, it would make sense to go and get the and get the Europa League and then qualify to the Champions League to attract all that extra talent. But these are two teams that are horrible. And on Angie Polo, whatever his name is, the Australian dude, he says that his second season he always wins a trophy, and then whatever his name is, I can't say the Man United Ruben Amorim, whatever his name is. I can't say his name very well, but he also, I guess they would expect him to win a trophy, but the question is, if whichever team here wins the Europa League, would they survive and make it to the next season? I think Ange Postecoglou, whatever his name is, I think his time in Tottenham, win or lose in the Europa League final, it's done. Like, he's not going to make it to the next season. And he shouldn't. Like, domestically, he has less of a case than Ruben Amorim. Like, yeah, Postecoglou's first season was pretty impressive in the beginning, but this second season has been trash, and he brought horrible talent like Timo Werner. Like, bro, what were you expecting? Like, this is basically your project. And Tottenham they do not have a bad team. So, if it was up to me, I would say Spurs, you need to sack your manager, win or lose. Ruben Amorim, I will give him one more season. Surely, and I said this last year, which is insane. I said, surely there's no way Manchester United do worse. Well, this year, they actually did worse. They did much worse domestically. I refuse to believe that next season can get any worse, or it will even get as close as being as bad as what it is right now. I think they need to stick to the manager. At least, we saw Arteta. There's been many cases where managers they just didn't get welcomed very well, and now they go on to other clubs and do great. For example, I guess Arteta, he didn't get welcomed, I would say, he didn't start off the greatest, and now he's at least built some type of project and got Arsenal back on the map. even though he hasn't won a trophy. And then Unai Emery again with Arsenal. He didn't get the warm welcome, and he went on to Aston Villa, and he's doing good things. But I think Manchester United need to stick with Ruben Amorim. And let's get to the game though, because one thing that I want to say is there's one player who was injured for a good portion of the season, and he's come back, and I think he's gonna do very well in Manchester United and their new system. Mason Mount, I feel like he's always that one player that for whatever reason he tends to step up, or at least he's in a goal and assist merchant. Mason Mount is pretty good. Like, this dude even balled against Madrid when Chelsea ended up losing. Mason Mount was kind of the person that I feel like was behind that almost comeback. And adding Mason Mount to this team would do very well, I think. And they're getting a lot of players back. If you guys don't remember, Manchester United went through a crazy injury crisis. And hopefully you can see them coming back. Manuel Ugarte, I didn't know that he got subbed in for Mason Mount. But that was basically when the comeback started. Mason Mount, yeah. So, and then Mason Mount scored a goal similar to how David Villa scored against Chile. But for whatever reason, I just feel like Mason Mount's going to turn his time at Man United around. Is this his first season or second season at Man United? I believe this is his second season. And his first season, he got injured most of the season. And he's been injured most of this season too. So I think he's been gone for quite about a year. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, he will be successful if he can not keep getting injured. Tottenham, on the other hand, I have no hope for Tottenham. I just think that Spurs will always be Spurs. I used to support Tottenham, or at least they were my England club, but now I honestly low-key hate them because, dude, they have no intention of winning titles. It's like, if they get to the Champions League, that's all they really want. But if they want to be Premier League contenders, they don't do anything extra. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. My opinion on who's gonna win the Europa League final is gonna be Manchester United. I don't give much chances to Tottenham, but both teams are trash. So we're gonna see who wins. Anyways, if you guys like this video, follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my TikTok. I have the link in my info below this video. So, Pumpkin Picks, yeah!